time, it's the most precious resource we have. More valuable than gold, more fleeting than youth, and more powerful than any force on earth. How many of us truly understand its worth? Picture this. You are standing at the edge of a vast ocean. Each drop of water represents a moment in your life. Now imagine you could turn each of those drops into a pearl of immeasurable value. That's the power you hold when you learn to never waste your time. But here is the catch. Unlike money, which you can earn back, or material possessions, which you can replace, time is the one thing you can never recover. Once it's gone forever. That's why I'm here today, to light a fire under you, to shake you awake, and to show you how to harness the incredible power of time. Let me ask you a question. If you had a bank that credited your account each morning with $86,400 with the condition that every evening it would erase whatever part of the balance you failed to use during the day, what would you do? You'd withdraw every cent, right? Well, guess what? You have such a bank, and its name is time. Every morning it credits you with 86,400 seconds. Every night it writes off as lost whatever of this you have failed to invest to good purpose. It carries over no balance. It allows no overdraft. Each day it opens a new account for you. Each night, it burns the remains of the day. If you fail to use the day's deposits, the loss is yours. There is no going back. There is no drawing against tomorrow. You must live in the present on today's deposits. Invest it so as to get from it the utmost in health, happiness, and success. The clock is running. Make the most of today. I know what some of you might be thinking, but I am busy all the time. I don't have a moment to spare. Being busy and being productive are two entirely different things. You can spend all day running around like a chicken with its head cut off, but if you are not moving towards your goals, you are just wasting time. How many hours have you spent scrolling through social media, binge watching TV shows, or engaging in pointless arguments? Now, I am not saying you can't enjoy leisure activities. Rest and relaxation are crucial. But there's a difference between purposeful relaxation and mindless time wasting. The key is to be intentional with your time. Every minute should be invested, not spent. And yes, I say invested because time truly is an investment. When you use it wisely, it pays dividends in the form of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Let me share with you a powerful technique I've used throughout my career. It's called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto Principle. This principle states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Your job is to identify that crucial 20% and focus your time and energy there. For instance, in your work, what are the tasks that truly move the needle? What actions contribute most significantly to your success? Those are the areas where you should be investing the majority of your time. Everything else, delegate, eliminate, or reduce. I can almost hear some of you protesting, but I have so many responsibilities, I can't just ignore them. I understand. Life is complex, and we all have numerous obligations. But here's the truth. If you don't prioritize your time, someone else will. Your time is your life, and your life is your most valuable possession. Would you hand over your most prized possession to just anyone? Of course not. So why would you let others dictate how you use your time? This brings me to another crucial point, the power of saying no. Saying no is not negative, it's not selfish. It's a necessary skill for anyone who wants to make the most of their time. Every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to everything else you could be doing in that time. So choose wisely. Remember, you don't find time for important things. You make time for important things. And to make time, you need to be ruthless in eliminating the non-essential. Procrastination, the silent killer of time and dreams. We've all been there. We know we should be doing something important, but we find 1,000 little tasks to do instead. We tell ourselves we'll get to it later. But here's the harsh truth. Later often never becomes. Procrastination is like a credit card. It's a lot of fun until you get the bill. And believe me, the bill always comes due. It comes in the form of missed opportunities, unfulfilled potential, and regret. But how do we beat procrastination? It starts with understanding why we procrastinate. Often it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. But here's the thing about fear. It's a liar. It tells you that you are not ready, that you are not good enough, and that you need more time. Don't listen to that voice. Instead, adopt the do it now philosophy. See a task? Do it now. Have an idea? Act on it now. Feel inspired? Create now. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Another powerful technique to maximize your time is what I call time blocking. This involves dividing your day into blocks and assigning specific tasks to each block. During each block, you focus solely on the assigned task. No multitasking, no distractions. You might be thinking, but I'm great at multitasking. Let me burst that bubble for you. Nobody is great at multitasking. Study after study has shown that multitasking is a myth. What you are actually doing is task switching, and it's incredibly inefficient. When you multitask, you are not giving your full attention to any one thing. You are diluting your focus, and as a result, the quality of your work suffers and tasks take longer to complete. By time blocking, you ensure that each task gets your undivided attention, leading to better results in less time. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. That's why I'm a big advocate of the golden hour, the first hour after you wake up. Use this time to set your intentions for the day, to feed your mind with positive input, to exercise, to meditate, or to work on your most important task. Many people wake up and immediately check their phones, scrolling through emails or social media. But when you do this, you are letting the world set your agenda. You are reacting instead of being proactive. Remember, the most successful people don't start their day by checking email. They start by checking their goals. Speaking of goals, they are the compass that guides your use of time. Without clear, specific goals, you are like a ship without a destination. You might be moving, but you are not going anywhere in particular. Take some time right now to think about your goals. What do you want to achieve in the next year, the next 5 years, the next decade? Write these goals down, make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. These are your SMART goals. Once you have your goals, break them down into smaller, actionable steps. What can you do today to move closer to your goals? What about this week, this month? By breaking your goals down into manageable chunks, you make them less intimidating and more achievable. Success is not about making radical changes. It's about making small, consistent improvements over time. If you improve just 1% each day, you will be 37 times better by the end of the year. That's the power of compound interest applied to personal growth. So focus on making small improvements every day. Read for 30 minutes. Learn a new skill for an hour. Make one more sales call. Write one more page. These small actions might not seem like much in the moment, but over time they add up to massive results. Another crucial aspect of time management, the ability to focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Your phone buzzes with notifications, your email pings with new messages, and social media beckons with its endless scroll. It's easy to get pulled in 1,000 different directions. But here's the truth. The ability to focus deeply is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. In a world of constant distraction, the person who can maintain laser-like focus has a significant advantage. So how do you develop this ability? Start by creating an environment conducive to focus. Turn off notifications on your phone. Close unnecessary browser tabs. Find a quiet space to work. Use apps that block distracting websites if you need to. Then practice focusing for longer periods. Start with 25-minute blocks of focus work, followed by a 5-minute break. This is known as the Pomodoro technique. As you get better, increase the duration of your focus periods. Remember, focus is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger your focus, the more you can accomplish in less time. Now, let's address a common misconception. The idea that working longer hours equals greater productivity. This couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, research has shown that after about 50 hours per week, productivity starts to decline sharply. The goal isn't to work more hours. It's to work smarter hours. It's about maximizing your energy, not your time. That's why it's crucial to understand your own energy patterns. Are you a morning person or a night owl? During the day, do you feel most alert and focused? Schedule your most important and challenging tasks during these peak energy periods. Save routine or less demanding tasks for when your energy naturally dips. And speaking of energy, let's not forget the importance of taking care of your physical and mental health. Proper nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate sleep are not luxuries. They're necessities if you want to perform at your best. How productive are you when you are running on 4 hours of sleep and junk food? Now compare that to how you feel and perform when you are well rested, well fed, and have moved your body. The difference is night and day. So make time for self-care. It's not selfish, it's an investment in your productivity and success. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first, and you will have more to give to your work, your relationships, and your goals. I want to address something that many people struggle with, perfectionism. While striving for excellence is admirable, perfectionism can be a massive time waster. It can paralyze you, preventing you from starting or finishing tasks because you're afraid they won't be perfect. Here's a liberating truth. Done is better than perfect. Perfect is the enemy of good. It's better to complete a task at 80 perfection than to never finish it because you are striving for 100. This does not mean you should produce shoddy work. It means you should aim for excellence, not perfection. Do your best, learn from the process, and move on. You can always improve and iterate later. Remember, time keeps moving whether you're taking action or not. It's better to take imperfect action than to wait for perfect conditions that may never come. Another powerful time management technique, batching. This involves grouping similar tasks together and doing them all at once. For example, instead of checking your email every 10 minutes throughout the day, designate specific times for email, perhaps once in the morning and once in the afternoon. The same goes for phone calls, meetings, errands, or any other recurring tasks. By batching these activities, you reduce the mental energy required to switch between different types of tasks. You get into a flow state more easily, and you are able to complete these tasks more efficiently. I want to address something that many people struggle with, the ability to say no to others in order to say yes to themselves. We often feel obligated to say yes to every request or invitation that comes our way. But remember this, every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to everything else you could be doing with that time. Your time is your life. Guarded jealousy. Be selective about what you commit to. Ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Is this the best use of my time? If the answer is no, then politely decline. This does not mean you should never help others or engage in activities purely for enjoyment. But it does mean being intentional about how you allocate your time. Remember, you are not being selfish by prioritizing your time. You are being responsible. Successful people don't rely on motivation or willpower. They rely on routines. Routines take the decision-making out of your day, freeing up mental energy for more important tasks. Develop a morning routine that sets you up for success. Create an evening routine that helps you wind down and prepare for the next day. Establish work routines that maximize your productivity. These routines might feel restrictive at first, but over time, they become the foundation of your success. Many people confuse activity with productivity. They feel busy all day, but at the end of the day, they've made no real progress towards their goals. Always ask yourself, is this task moving me closer to my goals? Is it producing tangible results? If not, it might be busy work. Eliminate it, delegate it, or find a way to do it more efficiently. Remember, the goal is not to do more things. The goal is to do the right things. At the end of each day, each week, each month, and each year, take some time to reflect on how you've used your time. What worked well, what didn't? Where did you waste time? Where did you make the most progress? Use these insights to continually refine and improve your time management strategies. Remember, what gets measured gets managed. By regularly reviewing your use of time, you can identify areas for improvement and make necessary adjustments. I want to address something that many people struggle with, the fear of missing out, or FOMO. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to feel like we need to be everywhere, do everything, and know everything. But this is a recipe for burnout and inefficiency. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. Choose your commitments wisely. Focus on what truly matters to you. It's better to excel in a few areas than to be mediocre in many. In his book, Deep Work, Cal Newport defines it as professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. In today's world of constant interruptions, the ability to engage in deep work is becoming increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Make time for deep work in your schedule. This might mean blocking out several hours of uninterrupted time, turning off your phone, or finding a quiet place to work. During these deep work sessions, focus on your most important and challenging tasks. These are the tasks that move you closer to your goals, that produce real results. By regularly engaging in deep work, you will be amazed at how much you can accomplish. Let's address a common misconception: the idea that rest is a waste of time. Nothing could be further from the truth. Rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's during rest that our brains consolidate information, that our bodies repair themselves, that we recharge our mental and emotional batteries. Make sure you are getting enough sleep each night. Take regular breaks throughout your workday. Schedule time for hobbies and activities you enjoy. Remember, the goal is not to work every waking hour. The goal is to work smarter, not harder. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Your phone buzzes with notifications, your email pings with new messages, social media beckons with its endless scroll. Each of these distractions is a thief stealing your time and attention. Be ruthless in eliminating distractions. Turn off notifications on your phone. Unsubscribe from email lists that don't add value. Delete social media apps if they're eating up too much of your time. Remember, every time you say no to a distraction, you are saying yes to your goals and dreams. I want to address something that many people struggle with: the inability to delegate. Many of us have a tendency to try to do everything ourselves. We think if you want something done right, do it yourself. But this mindset is a recipe for burnout and inefficiency. Learn to delegate. Identify tasks that can be done by others and hand them off. This might mean delegate to colleagues at work, outsourcing certain tasks in your business, or even asking for help from family members with household chores. Remember, your time is valuable. Use it for the tasks that only you can do, that leverage your unique skills and talents. Everything else, find ways to delegate or eliminate. Many people rely on willpower and motivation to get things done. But willpower is a finite resource and motivation is fleeting. Instead, create systems that make it easy to do the right things and hard to do the wrong things. For example, if you want to exercise in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Set your alarm and place it across the room, so you have to get up to turn it off. Have your workout plan ready. These small steps create a system that makes it easier to follow through on your intention to exercise. Similarly, if you want to eat healthier, prep your meals for the week on Sunday. Remove junk food from your house. Stock up on healthy snacks. These actions create a system that supports your goal of healthier eating. Systems take the decision-making out of your day-to-day actions. They reduce the mental energy required to do the right things, making it easier to stick to your goals and use your time effectively. The concept of time leverage. This is about finding ways to multiply the value of your time. One powerful way to do this is through learning and skill development. When you invest time in learning a new skill or improving an existing one, you are not just using time. You are creating an asset that will pay dividends for years to come. For example, if you invest time in learning a new language, that skill will serve you in countless ways throughout your life. If you improve your public speaking skills, you will be able to communicate more effectively in various situations, potentially opening up new opportunities. Another way to leverage your time is through networking. But building relationships with others in your field or industry can lead to collaborations, opportunities, and insights that multiply the value of your time investment. Many people resist planning, feeling that it's too rigid or that it stifles spontaneity. But in reality, good planning gives you more freedom, not less. When you have a clear plan, you don't have to waste mental energy deciding what to do next. You can focus your energy on execution. Try planning your week on Sunday evening. Look at your goals, your commitments, and your available time. Schedule your most important tasks first. Block out time for deep work, for exercise, for family and friends. By planning in advance, you ensure that your most important priorities get the time and attention they deserve. Let's address a common time waster: indecision. How often have you found yourself paralyzed by a decision, spending far more time weighing options than the decision actually warrants? This is a huge drain on your time and mental energy. To combat this, Try setting decision deadlines for yourself. Give yourself a reasonable amount of time to gather information and weigh options, then commit to making a decision by a certain date and time. Remember, in many cases, a good decision now is better than a perfect decision later. When you use your time effectively and start making progress towards your goals, you build momentum. This momentum makes it easier to keep going, to tackle bigger challenges, to use your time even more effectively. Think of it like a flywheel. It takes a lot of energy to get it moving at first, but once it's in motion, it becomes easier to keep it spinning. The same is true with productive habits and effective time use. The hardest part is often getting started, but once you build momentum, it becomes easier to maintain. I want to address something that many people struggle with, the ability to focus on the present moment. We often waste time worrying about the future or ruminating about the past. But the only moment you can actually control is the present. Practice mindfulness. When you are working, be fully present with your work. When you are with family or friends, be fully present with them. When you are relaxing, allow yourself to fully relax without guilt. By focusing on the present moment, you will find that you are able to use your time more effectively and enjoy it more fully. The world is changing at an unprecedented rate. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. To use your time effectively, you need to be constantly learning, growing, and adapting. Stay curious, read widely, attend seminars and workshops, learn from your successes and your failures. Be willing to change your approach when something isn't working. Remember, the most successful people are those who are able to learn and adapt quickly. Let's address a common misconception. The idea that time management is about squeezing more and more activities into your day. In reality, effective time management is often about doing less, not more. It's about focusing on what truly matters and eliminating everything else. Practice the art of subtraction. Regularly review your commitments, your possessions, your habits. Ask yourself, does this add value to my life? Does it move me closer to my goals? If not, consider eliminating it. Remember, every no to something unimportant is a yes to something important. Many people see deadlines as stressful or limiting, but in reality, deadlines can be incredibly motivating and focusing. They create a sense of urgency that can help you overcome procrastination and work more efficiently. If you don't have external deadlines, create your own. Set a deadline for when you want to complete a project. Tell others about your deadline to create accountability. Use deadline setting as a tool to manage your time more effectively. I want to address something that many people struggle with, the tendency to overcommit. We say yes to things out of obligation, guilt, or FOMO, and then find ourselves overwhelmed and unable to use our time effectively. Learn to protect your time. Before you commit to something, ask yourself, is this aligned with my goals and values? Do I have the time and energy for this? What will I have to give up to do this? Remember, every yes is a no to something else. Choose your yes carefully. Time management isn't just about managing hours and minutes. It's about managing your energy. You might have 8 hours available for work, but if your energy is low, you won't be able to use that time effectively. Pay attention to your energy levels throughout the day. When do you feel most alert and focused? When do you start to flag? Use this information to schedule your tasks. Do your most important and challenging work when your energy is highest. Save routine or less demanding tasks for when your energy naturally dips. Let's address a common time waster, perfectionism. While striving for excellence is admirable, perfectionism can be a massive drain on your time and energy. It can prevent you from starting tasks because you are afraid they won't be perfect. It can keep you working on tasks long after the point of diminishing returns. Remember, done is better than perfect. Aim for excellence, not perfection. Do your best, learn from the process, and move on. You can always improve and iterate later. Don't let the pursuit of perfection prevent you from making progress. Your habits, the things you do automatically without thinking, have a huge impact on how you use your time. Bad habits can waste your time without you even realizing it. Good habits can help you use your time more effectively on autopilot. Take some time to review your habits. Which ones are serving you well? Which ones are wasting your time? Work on eliminating bad habits and cultivating good ones. Remember, habits take time to form, but once they're established, They can dramatically improve your time management without requiring constant willpower. I want to address something that many people struggle with, the inability to say no. We often say yes to things out of a desire to please others or a fear of missing out. But remember, every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to everything else you could be doing with that time. Learn to say no gracefully but firmly. You don't have to explain or justify your no. A simple "I am sorry, but I can't commit to that right now" is often enough. Remember, saying no to things that are not important frees up your time to say yes to things that are. Many people see self-care as a luxury, something they'll get to if they have time. But self-care is essential for effective time management. When you are well rested, well nourished, and in good physical and mental health, you are able to work more efficiently and effectively. Make time for self-care. Prioritize sleep. Eat nutritious meals. Exercise regularly. Take breaks throughout your day. Remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's an investment in your productivity and success. Many people pride themselves on their ability to multitask, but research has shown that multitasking is actually a myth. What we're really doing is task switching, and it's incredibly inefficient. When you multitask, you are dividing your attention between multiple tasks, which means none of them are getting your full focus. This leads to decreased productivity and increased errors. Instead of multitasking, practice single tasking. Focus on one task at a time, give it your full attention, and then move on to the next. Many people feel guilty about taking breaks, seeing them as a waste of time. But regular breaks are essential for maintaining focus and productivity. They give your brain a chance to rest and recharge, allowing you to return to your work with renewed energy and focus. Try the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, take a longer break of 15-30 minutes. You will be amazed at how much more you can accomplish when you work in focus bursts with regular breaks. I want to address something that many people struggle with, the inability to disconnect. In our always-on, hyper-connected world, many of us feel the need to be constantly available. We check our emails first thing in the morning and last thing at night. We respond to work messages on weekends and vacations. But this constant connectivity comes at a cost. It prevents us from ever truly relaxing and recharging. It blurs the lines between work and personal life. Learn to set boundaries. Designate times when you're not available. Turn off notifications outside of work hours. Give yourself permission to disconnect and recharge. Many people are so focused on doing that they never take the time to reflect on what they're doing and why. But regular reflection is essential for effective time management. Set aside time each week to reflect on how you've used your time. What worked well? What didn't? Where did you waste time? Where did you make the most progress? Use these insights to continually refine and improve your time management strategies. Remember, time is your most valuable resource. Use it wisely, invest it carefully, and never waste it. Because in the end, how you spend your time is how you spend your life.